Alright, what is up guys, welcome back to another video. We are just taking a quick look at Verasity here, and as we can see, looking as though it is still getting a fairly decent rejection and a bit of indecision here. You can see this massive doji candles that we've been having the past few days. In this area here, obviously we've had this massive parabolic move for Verasity with the highest volume that it's probably ever seen, at least on, what is this, on KuCoin right now? Yeah, on KuCoin. The highest volume it's ever seen by, a fair country mile, to be honest. You can see back here we had some volume, but this is massive volume for Verasity here, isn't it? And it is getting extremely overextended right now. Extremely overbought. And I did say that this was coming. I have actually been talking about this for a long time now. This massive bullish divergence that we were seeing on the chart. You can see here, obviously, price action continuing to trickle to the downside with lower volume and lower interest. And the RSI actually coming up and making higher highs. And then obviously you can see here with that one last push to the downside here where we came down. We couldn't actually make lower lows on the RSI, could we? If you look here, you can see quite clearly that if I just line these up correctly, that the RSI couldn't come down and make lower lows here. People were exhausted to the downside, and then pretty much straight away, we come down, we have very low volume and price action here in this descending wedge that we saw for a lot of cryptos into the new year. And it took about a week, didn't it, for Verasity to pick up, but once it broke out of this resistance here, it started to get on a very tasty run, breaking through this range, breaking through these levels of resistance, breaking through this Fibonacci level, the 023 as well, and heading all the way up to this swing high here, which was basically this previous level of support here. You can see in this area here, which has never been retested really, has it? Obviously we came down here, we broke through it, back tested it here, but we've not really retested it since then. We've just been continuing down, lower lows and lower highs, and now looking like, some interesting things are happening for Verasity, aren't they? You can see we've got this bear market resistance here, which has been broken currently, which is very interesting to see indeed, because you haven't seen that many cryptos break out of their bear market resistances that we have been seeing. Obviously Bitcoin's nowhere near its, for example. So it's interesting to see that Verasity has come up here with such a lot of volume and interest and come through and broke completely through that bear market resistance. And you can see here over the past few days, really, if we look at the hourly chart, you'll be able to see pretty much what's been going on. Really, we've just been going sideways, haven't we? Going sideways, resistance, forming a little bit, you would say, of a range like this. And I do think realistically, considering how overextended that we are right now, obviously the RSI cooling off on the hourly time frame here as well, but you would say, there's quite a significant amount of bearish divergences that are probably going to start forming over the next week or so. And if that's the case, then we're probably going to see a retracement. And I do think a retracement is likely, considering how parabolic this move was for Verasity. As I said, my target would be back down to this 0.23 level at around 0.5 cent at the very least. I do think that's a realistic retracement target, and you can see there are some levels back here which could act as support as well on the structure of the chart itself. So Verasity right now very overextended. Obviously you could easily see this just break through the level and continue to the upside. It's definitely not impossible whatsoever. If you look at the daily time frame here, you could easily see this get an overextension, just a breakthrough up to the next key level. That 0.38 there, up at around 0.9%, which would be, in line with potentially a little bit of structure back here as well. But Verasity right now looking pretty in a good spot, isn't it? You'd say in the immediate short term, looking very bullish indeed. This massive move to the upside. I do think, short term, the next few months, if Bitcoin does roll over, for example, we are going to see some retracements for a lot of cryptocurrencies. And this very parabolic move is obviously going to need a retracement to retest some levels. You could easily see Verasity over the next month or so, for example, come back down, retest that previous resistance of the bear market as support, maybe come as far down as back here, somewhere like this, where you could get, potentially a kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern like this, with this being the neckline. And then if that was the case, you could see a very nice move to the upside if we see that level broken. But, you'd say realistically, we have made a higher high, haven't we? Because you can look here, we've got lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then we've come up now, we've made a higher high, haven't we? So if we come down, make a higher low, higher high, and reverse the trend, then we could be looking at something very tasty, couldn't we? But I would say very immediate short term, we are probably going to see a retracement from this parabolic move to the upside for Verasity. But mid to long term, 1 year, 5 year, 10 years down the line, this is a crypto that is going to do very well, in my opinion. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching indeed. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.